Okay. Okay. Anyways, welcome. If you can leave a comment where you're from, what state, I don't have to say exactly, but state or country, that'd be awesome. Leave that in the comments. Um, yeah, hopefully we have an exciting show this week. Got just got back from DigStock, North Carolina, DigStock 12, and they were saying it was one of the best dig stocks that they had. And there's Ty. Hello, Ty. I'm just starting this live, so I'm not sure how many people are going to come in. I see Troy's here. So got my Nebraska fan base. Anyways, Ty, when we going to go metal detecting? So I know you've been busy at work. Anyways, dig stock. That's what I was going to talk about this week. But first, kind of already did the intros. It's kind of hard with just two people, but maybe one day I'll have more than two. Once people get used to this, the episode one um, I did was the first one, and we had a few. And then I went to dig stock, so I didn't have one. Now I'm back, and I'm not. Next week, I'm going to be metal detecting down in Kansas, so we're probably going to have one until April. Would be the next one. So I'm going to be in Kansas, Ty. The next 2 weekends, I'll be out of town. I'm going to Kansas this weekend, and then I'm going down to Missouri. So yeah, probably in April, and I know Troy got something set up in April too. So we'll get it worked out. We'll find a weekend. But anyways, I'm recording this, so maybe some people that aren't used to this or are busy on Sundays, um, they'll catch the after show recording. Um, and then I'll give it six months or so, and if it doesn't seem like Sunday's a good day, I move it around. It's nothing set in stone. But so forgotten and finds live treasure talk. Here to connect with treasure hunting, sharing Nebraska history through discovering, uncovering, and preserving relics and coins from the Midwest dirt. So that's why I'm doing this. That's what I set out to do whenever I go out detecting, and I enjoy sharing that and talking about it. Anyways, if you're a new subscriber, please check the channel out. Hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't subscribed yet, again, check the channel out. And maybe it's some stuff that you enjoy, and if you do, give that thumbs up. Okay, last episode we talked about the finds. Each week I'm going to try to do a different theme. This week it's going to be behind the hunt, and where I'm going to go in the upcoming weeks. I'm always going to share that because I'm always got something set in the calendar, whether it's a permission or traveling somewhere. So, anyways, I didn't load no pictures this time. Hopefully in maybe 3 weeks or so, we'll have the DigStock video. And spoiler alert, I didn't find too much exciting at DigStock, but there were some amazing finds from several different eras in the growth of the US. So they had colonial finds, they had Revolutionary War finds, they had Civil War finds, and I even found a few modern pennies. So, but I did find a silver dime, a 1948 silver dime. Not what I was looking for. A largie would have been nice, but I got a couple buttons. I think the oldest thing I was able to dig out of the dirt was a flat button, and you'll see that on the upcoming videos. But so, anyways, I'd give you a recap of the entire trip. You know, I left Omaha Tuesday morning. We had some campgrounds set aside. My wife joined me with our two dogs, and we made it south of Chicago to a small campground right on the lake. It was pretty nice. We only spent one night there, rain the whole way. Next day, we woke up. We had a break in the rain. I was able to disconnect everything, get everything situated, and get back out on the road. And then we had another stop in Kentucky. Um, stopped in, I can't think of the name of the town, but it was a KOA in Kentucky. And it was a real nice campground. And rain again, rained all night. Um, and we had a break, and I was able to get everything packed up and closed up. And we actually woke up at 2 because of my poor planning, left at 3 a.m. so I can get to our next spot in North Carolina in time for the check-in and the briefing. So I didn't have to do that Friday morning, and I can be straight in the field at 7 o'clock when we were allowed to enter the field. So I didn't want to waste no time. So I wanted to make sure I got there. I got there. I probably had 15 minutes to spare, but we did make it. And my wife wasn't happy, but she survived, and she just said I needed to plan uh, more stops if I needed to. So, yeah, I got to the briefing. There are hundreds of cars in the field. Um, it was out on this old dirt farm field. They had thousands of acres reserved for us. The maps that they sent us 3 days prior, I was able to look at and go through some of the areas they highlighted as key spots and do a little history dive to see what areas, because there was so much, there was no way you could have been able to cover everything. So you just had to pick and choose where you thought you might do the best at. And that's what I did. But I made bad choices again. And anyways, I'll reveal that here in a few minutes. But back to registration. Registration parking was smooth, ample parking, um, and registration was smooth. You know, I had my little paper with my barcode. They scanned me in, give me a wristband, gave me a ticket for a door prize, and so got in there, dropped my ticket in the bucket, and then went over to some of the vendors. They had the knock the tent there. They were doing giveaway. They handed out a little backpack and their hat. I got that right here. This they were handing out. They went through over 200 of these, I believe I heard the guy say, and then they give their obligatory hat always in the backpack. And then they had a little flyer on the Legend too. So was able to check that out. I just wanted to say hi to Yodi Fines. He dropped in. I see 5 miles out there. How's it going? 5 miles. Sorry, uh, I'm tied up looking at this uh, screen here, and I didn't see you pop in. 5 Mile. I'm gonna hopefully run into 5 Mile here in a couple weeks down at the Show Me. I'm excited for that. So, anyways, Nocta they had a prize, little spin thing. You can win a I think it was a pinpointer, not 100% because I didn't win it. So, but you did a roulette wheel and whatever the numbers they had numbers. Um, certain numbers got you certain prizes, and yeah, I think I won the hat. Maybe that's it wasn't in the backpack, so I won the hat. But I see Ronnie Ventures out there all the way from Canada. How about that? Thanks for joining us. We got Yodi Finds. How's it going? And so yeah, the next tent, you had the American Digger tent, uh, you had the Garrett tent, and they had a little thing going on with a dig and a chance to win a metal detector. The line was so long, I just didn't. I'm not really interested in the Garrett, so I kind of bypassed that. And then went down and said hi to Steph Diggs down at the Mind Lab tent. And so, and I don't have no Mind Lab stuff, but well, I actually do now. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, but yeah, I talked to Steph Diggs for a little bit and then make my way over to the tent and looked at there was the dais had a little thing going on where you spun the wheel and they had some giveaways and what I won there was the dais 2 shirt on their it was a big wheel. So I won that. It's a polo shirt. It looks really nice too. I do have a dais too, so I guess I'll be wearing that when I'm swinging the dais. Um, anyways, so registration, about an hour of rules that they went over, talked about the rattlesnakes in the woods, the copper miles, the cotton miles in the woods, and they were active. Uh, I wasn't too thrilled about that. So, and because my first adventure of the day on Friday, where I picked, it was a hike in and it was through the woods. And so that night I went looking for snake boots. And North Carolina, I went to 3 places: Walmart, I went to Tractor Supply, and then I went some sporting goods store. Can't remember the name of it. It was probably some local company. Nobody had snake boots or snake guards, nothing. So I was a bit nervous. I had muck boots, um, but yeah, I parked. They had great parking at all the different fields. Some of them you did have to walk in, and my first one, it was a hike in, but it was an old Civil War road. Went through the place I was going. There was a colonial home site, and there was a school site. So I thought it would be really good. And I was thinking the first day that a lot of people wouldn't want to hike in. They would rather go to the easy fields for easy pickings. That was my thought process. I was wrong. There was about 20 cars lined up in the parking area for this, and they were trying to walk in, and I was walking in. I could not find this place. I kept on running into jagger bushes, pine trees, and every time I brought up the GPS, it showed me like right at the edge of the field. Well, their map thing and Google Maps showed that it was a field and not a forest. So I think it was old or something, but I talked to several people and they were unable to get to it either. Some people did make it to the school using a different route, but yeah, so I end up having to pick an alternate field, and I went there and I didn't find too much because there was a massive amount of people there. It was another couple home sites, and the best find I heard coming out of that field was one real, um, and then some other stuff, of course. But I talked to Southern Relics was out there detecting. Got to talk to him for a little bit, and I'm swinging the Deus. He did not, or I'm swinging the Legend 2. He had the Manicore with him, and his partner that he hunts with had the Deus. He didn't have the Legend 2. It was probably already boxed up for his giveaway. But we talked about it for a little bit because he was testing it, and he's a real nice guy. Anyways, nothing major on day two. Yeah, I did, Yodi. I went alone, um, and when you go to these events, you usually meet people. So I was always detecting around somebody, and I talk a lot, so I was always talking to people. So you make friends, a lot of good people at these events. So it was nice meeting a lot of people. So that was day one. Day one wrapped up. So I was like, oh, I got to do a better job. So hopefully day two works out to be good. And so during the briefing on day one, they closed the field because the homeowner had some work being done in the field. They had some excavation equipment in there, so they didn't want people in that field. So they had this area closed off, and then Saturday they were going to close this other area off. So I was like, well, let me hit that area because it hasn't been hit. So I figured I'd start there in the morning. And then right before I got there, I was talking to Rob Rizzo out of Wisconsin. History Digger is his name. And he gave me this little bag here. How cool is that? So, anyways, yeah, Rob Rizzo. And then met a couple of his buddies from Wisconsin. I picked up a few stickers. They talking to him was metal detecting Wisconsin, retired fighter. His name was Jeff, firefighter. But he just put a video out. He hasn't been putting too much content out. Um, and then Il Digger also was with Rob and the other Wisconsin guy, Jeff. He was super nice too. They told me I can join up with them and dig. So kind of followed them around a little bit in the field. We weren't having no luck. We kind of departed, went our own separate ways. But it was nice chatting with them and doing a little metal detecting with them. So yeah, still didn't find nothing great. Went down to this one field. They said it was going to be trashy, and I went down there. I was able to find a couple really roached coins. I thought they might be wee pennies or Indians. I got them home, cleaned up, and they weren't nothing special. And I did find the silver dime there too. So, um, hey Ed, I just seen you pop in. Yes, talking about DigStock, and no, I wasn't the superstar. Like earlier, I was saying that there was a couple great finds coming out of there by some people. They found some reals, cut reals, half reals, cut half reals, I guess. They found whole reals. A few people found some cobs. So my understanding of a cob is, it's like a hammered coin. So yeah, how about that? Um, then they found someone found, they say, Civil War relics coming out of North Carolina. The Holy Grail is supposed to be this special belt buckle only made for the North Carolina troops, and I can't remember exactly what they called it, but it was it's like a tongue and reef belt buckle, but it was designed for the North Carolina troops. And they said someone found half of that. So what a cool find there. I didn't get to see it, just heard about it. Someone else might have found there was Revolutionary War stuff found, colonial stuff. Some guy showed me a shoe buckle, which was really cool. That would be a bucket lister for me. Someone found, it looked like something that would go on one of them like tall French hats, you know, but it was a like an emblem, a metal emblem with a B on it. DigStock sent out a message on their page wanting to know who found that. They wanted some better pictures. I guess they're going to write an article on it. So article hasn't been dropped yet, but the guy identified himself. Um, so I'm sure he's going to cooperate and send the pictures. So I'm really excited to hear what this piece was. And the organizer was saying this was the best dig stock that he's ever had. And there was just some amazing finds that he's never even knew existed. So how about that? Marty, how are you doing, Marty? Um, Hope everything's well in your neck of the woods. So, anyways, day two comes and goes, and I'm still not finding anything significant. Talking to a lot of people, and I was sitting in my truck trying to figure out a field to go to, and I noticed these guys, these group of people, go into this field, and I knew it was an off limit field, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna get in trouble," because there was a house right across the street from this field, and so I get out of my truck and I walk over, and then someone started walking out of the field. Lo and behold, I probably shouldn't say his name, but it was Merle from New York. And I was like, Merle, you got some, I know you're famous and that, you got some special permission. And he goes, "No, why? We're not allowed in this field." I was like, "No, that's off limit." And I already had my map open because I was trying to figure out, do I go here? Do I go there? And so, long story short, I told Merle about this one little field right here, and him and his group of people came over, and I got to hunt with Merle for a little bit. So super nice guy. Met him before at Chicago Dig Fest. Super nice guy. And anyways, they were finding some cool stuff. They didn't think it was cool. It was more modern. Of course, they want the old stuff like I was after, but yeah, I didn't find too much in that field and end up moving on, and then they moved on to a different field. But it was nice hanging out with them for a little bit. And then that night I came back to camp and talked to Quarter Hoarder, Dog Tag Doug, and Charlie. They were all there, and Charlie had a little more in depth discussion. He told me a few stories about his father's uncle knowing Happy Arnold. and how him and Pat got in a car accident. So we were talking for a good bit about some old stories, but Charlie's good people, and I really enjoyed it. Um, Mid 80s all week here. Where, Yodi, are you California? Is that where you're from, Yodi? Because it's definitely not going to be in mid 80s in Nebraska. Actually, it's snowing right now. Just a little bit of flurries. I think winds are supposed to 60, 70. So it's crazy here. Um, Let me get through some of these. Yeah, Yodi, you don't have to worry about snow. Hey, hi ho, is it snowing down there? I hope not. I hope it's still going to be warm. Uh, Anyways, Sacramento, how about that? I've been to Sacramento. That's near Travis Air Force Base, right? Uh, and it's going to snow in a few hours. Oh my goodness. Sacramento. I think that's near Travis. Maybe I'm wrong. And isn't that a big blues city? Is it known for blues or some kind of jazz, maybe? Uh, 18 in the morning, mid 80s. But yeah, weather's crazy, isn't it, Larry? In Canada, I would expect snow in Canada, Ron. So, but has Torchy got out in that yard yet and started swinging, or it's not been warm enough? But Marty, yeah, Northwest Illinois. Oh my goodness, 50-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, those winds are you're going to get all the Omaha trash, Marty. So yeah, coming your way. uh, let's see here. Vicious Schumer that dropped and forgotten is going to make a Kansas City appearance. Yes, I mentioned I was headed to Kansas City. Uh, you let the cat out of the bag, Ed. Going to do a little collab. So, but yeah, I'll be down there. Barbecue, pizza. I'm gonna try it all. So, anyways, snow, rain, or shine. I got my gear. Beal and Mather. Oh, Mather. I've been to Beal, not Mather. I think that KC-135 aircraft that went down in Iraq was from Beal. Not 100%, but it might have been. I don't know if anything was on the news out there about that. Sad situation. If you don't know, I'm retired Air Force. A good bit of my career, almost all of it's been on the 135 airframe, different variants, but I have worked the refuelers for several years down in Oklahoma, Minot, North Dakota. So I'm very familiar with those aircraft. Hi, Torchy. Welcome. 3 seasons in 3 days. Yeah. I got sunburned last week. Look, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, on my neck. Yeah, it was beautiful in North Carolina. So, anyways, last day, Saturday or Sunday, got out into the field and I found this button. I was so excited. Um, it was so encrusted, though. It took me 3 days and it turned out to be I believe it's going to be a coverall button. I got to do one more stage of cleaning on it. Hopefully the letters pop. Um, I've been talking to B. Higgles on some cleaning methods, and he's been giving me some tips. And I've been talking to some other people on a good way to clean it. So, and they've helped me out. I've been working it. Um, Finally got the incrustation off, rust, corrosion, and was able to make out a few letters. So Hopefully, once I get it fu- identifiable, it'll be on the video. I'll post a picture. I'm gonna post a picture no matter what. So, anyways, so Sunday, yeah, Sunday, I kind of concluded, and I was wore out. Well, I hunted the fields from 7 a.m. I think the first day I went all the way to 5:30. 5:30, you had to be out of the fields, and I think the last day I could only get to maybe 4 o'clock, 4:30. I was whipped. The first day I ran my battery out on my headsets. Troy didn't think I had them uh, charged up fully because he was amazed. And I pretty much left them on all day. Even when I was talking, I didn't shut it off. I just set it there in the field and let it go. But I had two other backups with me. So, anyways, hot mess fishing is always out and about at the Nocta tent. So I talk to her every time. I've known her for a few years. Alicia's good people. Who else did I meet? I met someone from I can't remember, but they were from the Utah. They didn't have a channel, um, but it was the Utah Token Society. They were handing these out. Talked to that person for a bit. And also from Utah, I met was Gary Green, not a YouTube channel, but him and his son Sam were out there and got to hunt with them for a few at an old home site. We were just finding pennies and bits and bobs, um, and had lunch with them. I believe it was the last day, or yeah, during the drawings. Had lunch with him. So that was really nice. He was out there with his son all the way from Utah, and I did May digging detecting from South Dakota. Met her at a couple events also. She's going to be at Show Me. I'm 100%. That's where I met her, and then also in New Hampshire up in Bone. But she entered a drawing, and now she won the golden ticket at DigStock. She could go to any DigStock event as long as that promoter is alive for free. So what he gave 3 of those tickets away. Jeff, will you be at Friday morning hunt? Friday morning hunt and yes, yes, I sent my silver coins in, Larry. So I will be there. Um I take it you're going to be there too. Yes, Yodi. It was cool. So he says he's going to do this at every dig stock. He's going to give away 3 tickets. So dig stock 13 may be in Virginia. Some people say it's going to be this fall or next March. So I don't know about this fall if I can get out there, but I definitely would go in March. Um, Larry, so let's hook up. Maybe we could get lunch together or something, and get to know each other a little better. And then I know you're gonna have Show Me down there. Is his name Chris? And I know Ed's gonna be there. So I don't know how many is gonna be at the Friday hunt, but yeah, let's get together, meet up. Um, I think Beard's gonna be there too. James, um, from Antler. Oh, I can't think of it right now. Yes, that was you had to send some silver in, Ed, because the silver prices were crazy. So they had this little special going on where if you sent a certain amount of silver, he Mitch arranged a special hunt. Yes, Iron Antler Adventures. I believe he's going to be down there. So, oh, he won't. 5 Miles said he won't. Bummer deal, man. Him and Risha are so nice. I met them last year. Wow, those are good people. got to meet Dog Tag Doug. He told me about his Facebook page. Dog Tag Doug is super cool. Um, and I enjoyed talking to him for a bit too. And Jason, all from Quarter Hoarder. Uh, what a nice bunch of people. So, anyways, and then I met the Spectre and Detector. He does a lot of paranormal, if I'm saying that right, metal detecting. So I guess his stuff is around haunted themes, sites. So he was nice guy. It was a small world. He had a post about this camper. It was a little. He said, "My tiny home," and he had this like wooden house on back of a trailer that he built. And I was like, "Do we get to see pictures of the inside?" He gladly shared those online. And then lo and behold, I'm chatting with them. Hey, what did you find in the field? What kind of cool stuff? And small hand him my little sticker, dropped and forgotten. And he goes, "Whoa, you're the one that um commented on my page." And I go, "Oh, about the little tiny house." And so yeah. So he invited me up to he's from Virginia, the panhandle of West Virginia, I should say. But he invited me up to he has a Civil War permission. So maybe if I'm in that area, I have to he gave me his card. Maybe I have to go detect with him. That would be kind of cool. Seemed like a really nice guy. Um, but anyways, that was about it. Who else did I meet out there? I could not find Relic Rat, Rat Cliff. I just didn't come across them, and I didn't see Colleen this time. I seen her last year. Didn't run into Colleen from Lucky Duck, and there was just a lot of there was 500 people plus sponsors plus the manufacturer people there, and the children get in free too. So any of the families that had kids could bring their kids to hunt free. So there was just a ton of people there, and that place was busy. But there was a lot of places to go, and what a fun field, the hunt, a fun place to hunt. Uh, so what I learned was there was fields like so you go to these hunts and they mark fields with home sites on them. Then there's some fields, probably that the owner still owns, that opens them up that weren't marked with nothing. Those are the sleeper fields because that's where everyone figured out that there was stuff on there that wasn't marked, and a lot of the good stuff that was found came out of sleeper fields, the unmarked fields that were just, you know, they were in the hunt zone, but they just didn't have homesteads or anything on them. And those are the ones that produce the really cool finds. So I'm gonna have to remember that next time. Is to try to find some imagery um, over those sleeper fields. That's what I'm gonna call them, sleeper fields. So, anyways, let's see. Am I catching up on here? I know I talk a lot. Hope I ain't boring. Anyone have any questions about DigStock? For 3 days, um, you had ample opportunity to find anything and everything there. So like me from Midwest, I'm looking for colonial, Civil War, Revolutionary War, they said. There's people find Revolutionary War stuff. So what an opportunity. I'm not going to get that in Nebraska. So yeah, it was like $220 for the 3 days. I think I got that just in the camaraderie of people I talked to, I mean, that was well worth it. Some guy told me the best treasure you find are the people you meet along the way. And it isn't that a true statement. Um, so remember that the next time you're paying for a hunt, the real treasure is the people that you meet. And I definitely agree with that. But what else did I get? So Quest. Has anyone heard of Quest? I thought I was signing up for to win a prize. They had a thing for a prize, a pinpointer. I guess Quest. You'll have to look it up, verify that I'm telling the truth. But their pinpointer will turn on and off when you remove it from the sheath. How cool is that? But I remember how to turn a pinpointer on, so I don't know if that feature is that great for me. I really like my AccuPoint, and I like my M4. So, what happened? 5 mile. You said what? What are we saying? What to? I think around 6 hours, Larry. I'm thinking around. Ed, you got a little over an hour more drive than I do. Hi ho, Jeff. I found a crazy coin, a buffalo nickel with no buffalo. There was an Indian. But get the heck out of here. Is it a gag coin, or is it a real coin that was just minted wrong? How much is that going to be worth, Ed? I would look into that. Um. Anyways, Quest. So I signed up and I was like, "Hey, how's this drawing work?" And he was like, "Oh, the drawing. The guy already won the pinpoint. It was a pinpointer they were giving away." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I just signed up for nothing." He goes, "No, you get a free digger." So he handed me this digger. Uh, haven't used it. I think Quest is out of, someone said Japan or China. So I don't know. It seems pretty strong. I don't want to bend it too much. I don't know. I like my digger. I have a white digger. I think Ed uses a white digger. They are heavy though. This this is a little lighter, but I don't know. I pry a lot on my stuff. How about you guys? I haven't done bent my whites and I pry. Um so anyways, I don't know. I didn't look the price up or anything, but if it's a $20 digger, I got $20 off of my. I think I paid $220 for the weekend hunt there at Dig Fest. But this is where I made it up. The door prize. How about this? Door prize. They called my name. So brand new detector, door prize. I did look that one up. I don't think I'll ever unbox it. I have no need to unbox it. I don't know. Might be a giveaway one day. I don't know. It's gonna sit there and I'm gonna think about it. But I'll probably never use it. And I hope there isn't no Xterra fans out there. But I got my legend. I got the legend too. I got the triple score. I won the triple score at Chicago Dig Fest. Um, yes, Ty. I don't have my shovel here to show you, but I have a Predator shovel, and when I'm talking about prying on stuff, yeah, I pry with my Predator roots, uh, axe heads. Yeah, I try to pry them out. Well, I busted my weld. Ty weld. I asked him to weld it for me. He's a welder by trade, and he welds his up. So I gave him a fair deal. I gave him another root slayer shovel. That's the kind he uses. I got that one too when I bought my dais. This lady gave me a whole package of stuff. And yeah, he uses it. I gave it to him for free. He welded my shovel back up. And yes, Ty, you're a first class welder. That thing's holding up. I'm still prying on my shovel. I get a little nervous every once in a while, but good job. And hey, Yodi, you too. Sorry I took so long. I'm just chit chatting away here. It was nice having you in. You take care. Enjoy that California weather. Uh, and we'll catch you next time. Um, I put it back. Oh, I must have missed that. Um, yeah, Ed, that was a cool door prize. I was shocked. But last year down at Show Me, I won an Excalibur shovel. Um, I'm gonna have to bust that out. It's in the back of my truck. I the Predator was my first shovel, and the Excalibur is comparable. I'll be honest with you. I just the X or the Predator's what I've been using, so I pull the Excalibur out every once in a while. I'll bring it out for DigStock though, just since I won it, or not DigStock, but Show Me. Since I won it, I'll use my Excalibur down there. So, and an awesome shovel. If I had to buy one, I would probably go with Excalibur, just because the guy, solo guy, does a great job. I've never seen Predator at a event. Um, so the guy from Utah that does Excalibur goes to events. He does a lot of you know, what is that? It sponsors a lot of events with free shovels for giveaways and that. So, but how can't you support someone like that? And it's made in the USA. So, um, well, I have so off my bucket list. I don't know what was on your bucket list, Larry. I missed it. I'll put it back. Gotta bounce. Gotta bounce. Okay, Ed. Friday. Peace. Okay. Anyways, let's get moving on. We're running out of time here because I promise I won't go past 3 o'clock. Um, but again, dig stock. If you can ever get to a dig stock, I think it is well worth the money. I don't know how many prizes they gave, but you're gonna get something there. And if you don't get nothing, you're gonna get a friend. Somebody you're gonna meet and you're gonna be lifelong detecting friends. And that's just worth it right there. Um, I got a little cheat sheet here, keep me on track. Send your questions. I don't have my little banner running, but you can find it on my YouTube page, dropped and forgotten at Gmail. Um, I wonder why my banner ain't running. I thought that was automatic. I have to look at that. I just noticed it. Um, but send me some questions and hopefully I could dig up some answers. Anything you want to know, uh, as long as it ain't too personal or absurd, I'll be glad to answer it. What kind of shovel, why, what kind of pinpointer, why I went with, how long I've been doing this, da 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 da, anything. Um, Send in your questions and we'll do question and answers one week. And giveaways, upcoming giveaways. I'm at 935. Uh, I'm trying to get to 1,000 is my next um, mile marker. And so I got Dave Winkler engraving um, sent me another dropped and forgotten spike. And so at 1,000, I'm gonna do a giveaway, and I like to give this away. Um, so they get help me get to 1,000. Share that page. Um, Talk me up. I don't think I'm that bad. Um, but my next milestone, and it's going to be a little one harder to achieve. I'm trying to get to 4,000 hours. If you could just put me on that playlist and watch some videos, share my videos out, talk me up, have your friends watch me, have your wife, your children, your dog, just watch my channel. And when I get up to 4,000, I don't know if how do people do this? I don't think it works. But yeah. So no. Anyways, it's a 1 ounce Troy silver coin. Has the eagle on it, and then the walking liberty. How about that? Isn't that nice? So I bought this so I can show you guys, but silver prices I think dropped since I bought it. So that's that. So I like to give that away. Um So if you can help me out, 4,000. I'm only at a little over 1,000 dollars. So that's a big one. So yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of help there. But I appreciate you guys. And I know you guys can come through for me. You're good people. Hey, I was out doing a ring find yesterday for a guy in the 90s. He was changing a tire on the side of the road by the state park, and he was with his wife, and he reached out to me. He doesn't really want to share the location, and I was surprised. Who am I? Why me? He didn't know me from squat, but he must have had a good feeling and trusted me and shared the location where he lost his wedding ring while changing the tire. His wife has passed away, and it would mean a lot for him to find it. I met him at 11 a.m. yesterday, and we went out to the spot. I drove him there, and um, we searched till about 4:30. So, I mean, we looked. I was there 5 hours, I bet, just nonstop metal detecting. I used two metal detectors. I started out with the Legend one because that's the detector I'm most familiar with, and I can adjust the settings and feel comfortable with what kind of tones I'm hearing in the headset. After I thought I dug everything, I pulled the Legend 2 out, and I was running that baby hot, and I was still able to find stuff that I missed with the Legend 1. Unfortunately, I did not find his gold ring. And I told him this, and he might have been a little sad because I said I have never found gold ever. So I really wanted to get that ring back for him. I told him I'm gonna come out again, and we're going to do a little more prep to the area. We're going to rake it up. We were cutting down some little sticks out of the way, moving stuff around, trying to clear the area as best as we can. I want to get this guy his ring back, and I asked him if I can ask another friend to come out and help me that's more experienced. So he said okay, and but yeah, it would mean a lot for me to find this ring for him, and of course, it would mean a lot to him if we found it, because it sounds like it's a really precious piece that he would love to have returned. But back in the 90s, this thing's been in the ground, and alls I dug up, I cleaned that area out of tin cans, pull tabs, can slaw. Marty, Thank you. I need it. I need it, Marty. I'm gonna try to make it back out there. I don't know when it'll be, but anyways, I just really hope I can come across it. But I pulled out. I bet you I pulled a box of shotgun shells out of the dirt. And these weren't on. These were like 5 to 9 inches down, depending, I found some little lead pieces. The guy was amazed how tiny these little lead scrap shards or something that I was pulling out. He goes, I can't believe that little tiny pieces that deep in the ground, that metal detector. And I was like, yeah, when we hit that ring, we should know we hit something good. Well, anyways, I'm digging everything, right? No matter what I have, I'm digging. But I did find this. Look at this little thing. This little iron. This is old too. This is a relic. But yeah, how about that? It's a little iron. Um, he said the guy knew exactly what it was. He said this is a sad iron. Sad iron. Maybe that's the make. I haven't done no research on it. He said they used to use this for like the collars around the buttons. So how about that? I guess you would set that on your stove and uh, heat it up on those old stoves. Back when you lived in a little wooden house. So, but I said I'm keeping that. Everything else, all the tin cans and shotgun shells, I threw on the trash can. But I said I'm keeping that. That is so cool. What a cool display that is. I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit. Maybe I'll get some words off of it. But I like it. That was neat. I didn't find the ring. Jeff, fellow diggers. Hey, these tubes, how are you? You're gonna have to go back and catch the first part. These tubes. I talked about DigStock, and then I was just talking about this ring recovery I was at yesterday, and then I didn't find the ring. But I ain't giving up. I'm going back. Well, we got about 3 minutes left, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. I got a special guest. I probably ain't gonna say who it is. It'll be May, the 5th Sunday of May. He hasn't told me yes or no. I think he'll give me a yes, but he's not a metal detector. Well, he is a metal detectorist, but he doesn't have a YouTube channel on metal detecting. He doesn't have a YouTube channel at all. But if I told you who it was, you would know. So I'm not going to tell you. And no, it's not Troy. Troy might be on there one day. I have to see how he feels about that. Let you guys get to know Troy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. You guys need to see Troy. You see him on some of the videos. I give him a hard time, but it's all good fun. And I enjoy hunting with Troy. And we got some amazing places lined up. Troy's been hitting it hard, trying to find some spots. So how exciting. I think we're going to have a great summer as soon as these trips get behind me and I'm able to get out and detect with Troy. Are you bringing Troy? No, Troy, I tell him about these events, but I bring my wife. So my wife's going to come. She don't detect. She sits at camp, reads books, or should I say the Kindle, and she decompresses. We're both retired, and she is enjoying camp life. So I'm gonna keep her happy. But Troy, yeah, Troy is. I always tell him about it if he wants to go. Even the Detect the Heartland. So and that one's sold out. Marty, you going to Detect the Heartland? Oh, that's DTH. I'm sorry. Yes, no, Troy isn't going, but I'm going. And DTH, I have Show Me on my mind. I thought we were talking about Show Me because that's the next event I'm going to down in Missouri. So, anyways, I want to wrap this up. So, I won't be here next week. I think if you were listening closely, I'm not going to repeat, but I'm going to do a collab, and I'm on my way Thursday. I'm headed out, and then I'm going to go down there, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to head to the Show Me Pro Am south of St. Louis, and hopefully I can find some good stuff to share with you guys at both of these spots. But I think next weekend is going to be a fun video. A Show Me is going to be a fun video too, because we're going to meet a lot of people we see on Monday Digs, week in and week out. Larry, Chris, I think his name is, from Show Me. And I'm sure there's a handful of others. Ed from High Ho Silver is going to be there. So what a great time. Ronnie Ventures, you need to come across the border and join us. You and Torchy, come to one of these events. But anyways, and if you can't, I understand. You have a great spot up there. Do they do events in Canada, Torchy, Ron? Do they have events like they do down here that you can get to? You have to send me some events. Maybe I'll look into going to one of those. That would be kind of cool. Go to Canada for a metal detecting event. Jeff has an RV. I don't have such a thing. Nah. You can make that truck into a little camper truck. Talk to Marty about it. I think Marty uses his truck as a camper truck. And you guys can share ideas. Right, Marty? Okay, guys, I'm going to cut this. I'm 2 minutes over. I love talking to you guys. I could sit here all day. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully our crowd will grow a little more each week. Sorry I can't be here next week, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by and saying hello. And hope you guys, some of you are going to have to wait a couple more weeks before you get out there and swing that coil. But I hope you find your bucket listers. I sure hope I find mine. Looking forward to it. But I will post, if you follow me in the post, in my posts on my page, I will post when the next live will be. And then also the post, I got a little treasure hunt I'm thinking about doing. It's going to be easy, maybe, but and it's not going to be a crazy prize. I send a sticker pack, but look for this little treasure hunt I'm going to post up, and the winner, there ain't going to be a winner. It's anybody in whatever month I pick. If they send me a picture of the items from this treasure hunt that I list, I'll send them a sticker pack. Okay. Okay, guys, you have a great day, and we'll see you at the next adventure.